Current status of U.S. visa services by country. April 2022 update. As COVID-19 restrictions start to ease, U.S. embassies and consulates around the world have resumed certain immigrant and non-immigrant visa appointments. Here's the current status of visa services by country. Philippines. Routine visa services remain limited at the U.S. Embassy Manila. Currently, the embassy is processing visas dated February 24, 2022. Wait times for interviews are long, except for immediate relative applicants. In the case of non-immigrant visas, the embassy is prioritizing applicants with urgent travel needs. Mexico. Visa services are limited and vary by city. Visit the embassy website for updated information. United Kingdom. The U.S. Embassy in London and the U.S. Consulate in Belfast are open for emergency non-immigrant visa services only. They haven't resumed routine visa services, including tourist visa services. Immigrant visa appointments are limited. Dominican Republic. The U.S. Embassy in Santo Domingo is now interviewing all categories of immigrant visas. Limited routine work and student visa services have resumed. The embassy has also resumed in-person interviews for tourist visa applicants, whose interviews were canceled on March 13, 2020. Check the link in our description for more information. Thailand. The U.S. Embassy and Consulate General in Thailand has resumed routine non-immigrant and immigrant visa services. Applicants can also renew their visa by mail. Brazil. The U.S. Embassy and Consulate in Brazil have resumed routine immigrant and non-immigrant visa appointments. Wait times for non-immigrant visa services are long, however. Nigeria. The U.S. Embassy in Abuja and the Consulate General in Lagos are offering limited non-immigrant and immigrant visa services. Colombia. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota has suspended routine non-immigrant visa services and is offering a limited number of immigrant visa services. India. The U.S. Consulate in Mumbai has resumed all immigrant visa services. Routine non-immigrant services are still limited at the U.S. Embassy in New Delhi and the Consulate Chennai, Hyderabad, Calcutta, and Mumbai. China. Regular visa services have resumed at the U.S. Embassy Beijing and the U.S. Consulate Generals in Guangzhou and Shenyang. At this time, the Shanghai office is closed and will likely reopen once the COVID lockdown is lifted. All consular services at the U.S. Consulate General Chengdu have been suspended until further notice. Ukraine. Due to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the U.S. Department of State has suspended consular services at the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv. For the time being, the Consulate General in Frankfurt has been designated the primary processing location for Ukrainians. For those looking to apply for an IR3 or IR4 adoption visa, or A or G visas, should submit their applications to the U.S. Embassy in Warsaw. For Ukraine-related calls, please call 1-833-741-2777 or 1-606-260-4379 if calling from outside the U.S. Russia. U.S. Embassy Moscow has suspended all immigrant visa services. The U.S. Embassy in Warsaw is processing immigrant visas for Russian residents. Visa services at U.S. consulates in Yekaterinburg and Vladivostok will remain suspended due to critically low staffing. Vietnam. The U.S. Embassy in Hanoi is offering limited visa services. Non-immigrant and immigrant emergency appointments are available by request. Non-immigrant and immigrant visa interviews have slowly started to resume. For all 221G applicants, they may go to the U.S. Consulate General in Ho Chi Minh City anytime between 8:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m., Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, excluding holidays. The embassy will be serving 221G applicants on a first-come, first-served basis. Indonesia. The U.S. Embassy in Jakarta has resumed immigrant visa services in all categories. The U.S. Embassy in Jakarta and the Consulate General Surabaya are offering limited appointments in all non-immigrant visa categories. Canada. Visa services vary by city. The U.S. Embassy and consulates in Canada have resumed U.S. citizen services and are processing most non-immigrant visas. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Boundless for the latest in immigration news. Thanks for watching.